Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net on Saturday the 2nd. It's the 2nd, isn't it? Yeah, Saturday the 2nd of August. Thanks again for watching. And the reminder that throughout the whole of August we're raising funds for Macmillan. Now, if you're watching this and you haven't given yet, please do so. Remember, you use weatherweb.net completely free of charge. And what we're asking this month is that you make a donation because of that use to Macmillan. You can text Swiss 99 and then £10 to 70070 to give now, or go to justgiving.com/sailing weather to give any other amount. The more you can, the better. So thank you to those who've done it already. If you haven't yet given to Macmillan on behalf of weatherweb.net, please do so now. And then you can feel even better about watching these forecasts free of charge. So this is how things look for the coming few days or so. This is the day 1 to 4 mean heights going up to Wednesday, and what they show quite nicely is the effect of the trough look out towards the western sides of the UK. Here's our ridge now lost off towards the east, so it shows this idea of this west-east split in conditions. And if we look at day 5 to 8, it all looks very similar really. This centre of low heights south of Iceland, look, there's the trough out towards the west. The ridge starting to get back in a little bit, so this is going to be bringing some fairly warm conditions across eastern and southern areas. This is the period running from next Thursday through to Sunday, and it shows this west-east split where the west is going to be seeing most of the rain. The east is going to be staying really largely dry apart from a few showers, and generally, you know, not too bad a week for most areas. Ireland looking wetter though, and some rain at times for western Scotland, but for most overall, yeah, it's a mixed week, certainly more mixed than it has been, but not too bad. Now, I've just been looking at some interesting stuff to do with El Niño, and was comparing it with the CFS, and interesting to see where the CFS just takes us now. Look, it kind of leaves temperatures fairly flat through much of August, brings us into a peak at the end of the month, and kind of then sees this big drop-off coming in around the 11th of September. I think this increase in temperatures is quite significant. This is our end of the month heat that we've been talking about, the dry weather coming in after I thought about the 20th. CFS sees it a little bit later. It wants to see it about the 24th, 25th, but certainly it's seeing that temperature increase coming through, and I think there will be a minor temperature increase somewhere in here, probably between about the 12th and the 15th. Now, overall for August, the CFS is showing us generally normal heights across the UK, considerably higher than normal off towards the east, and again this is this ridge out towards the east, always trying to affect the eastern parts of the country, but the west affected by the jet which is going to be coming through, but that disrupted basically because of those increased heights off towards the east. But again, this just builds this story of the east being drier than the west, and also of the east being pretty warm as well. Now, September's an interesting one. Look, it tries to build the ridge back westwards, put the trough out in the Atlantic. So the shape we're going to be seeing from this is something like that. And this again would put more unsettled conditions across Ireland, but would keep most of the UK in dry weather, particularly towards the east, and warmer conditions too, because we'll see a surface high probably somewhere in here, and the wind's rotating around the surface high like so, coming in from the southeast, so bringing some pretty warm weather. And October at the moment, the CFS is going for keeping the trough off towards the west, seeing less of a ridge off towards the east, but again trying to build this picture of October being probably drier than normal across eastern and southern areas, cooler off towards the west. But again, we'll see how this pattern progresses for October. Not too sure of this one. But I mentioned at the beginning the El Niño ENSO, and I just wanted to show you this. I'm going to be doing some more work on this over the next few days, but let me just highlight this to you. Look, this is the prediction of various different models. You see them all listed down the right hand side there. This is from the IRI site. Now let's just try and do that. There we are, so you can see things a bit bigger. The observations here at the start for the ECMW, if you notice across for the El Niño, notice across the bottom the date. So this is kind of seasonal, and we've got a mean line running through here, but what this is showing us, look, is a peak in El Niño activity here sometime around the end of the year into the early part of next year. Now this presents some very interesting prospects for winter, because a peak at previous years stacks up like this, and this is what I want you to notice. Red colours are El Niño, blue colours La Niña. Now See the red peak here? That's the end, going into the early stages. So this is the very end, at the early stages of 2010, so end of 09, 2010. We then pick up another one. The next peak that occurs towards the end of a year is here, look. So this one going through the end of 97, 98. And then we get other peaks, look here. So this is the end of 91, 92. And again in here, which is peaking us into 82, 83. So these are the winters that we need to be watching, because those show themselves to be historically cold across Europe, with the jet displaced to the south, high pressure towards the north, bringing in colder east to northeasterly winds across the UK and Ireland, with much of Europe being cold, particularly off towards the east. Now I'll show you more about this during the course of this week, but it just builds this idea, doesn't it, of a cold winter that I showed you earlier on this week when we were looking at the various long-range model outputs that are leaning into this cold winter idea, much of that based on the idea of El Niño peaking at the end of the year and early next year. Like I say, I'll tell you more about that through the course of the week. So, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to give to Macmillan by texting Swiss 99 and £10 to 70070 if you haven't done so already, or go to justgiving.com/sailing weather. But for now, whatever you're doing, have a great day. Thanks for watching and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.